Lamar is not there, bro.
Nothing. You just said it. He's hardly ever there.
Okay.
Contract or not. Now, I know that when he doesn't show up or likely doesn't show up, people are going to point to, oh, he wants a contract extension, which I'm sure he does.
Yes.
But contract or no, he's hardly ever shown up for off-season workouts. Even when he's got the contract in tow, he still generally doesn't show up for the voluntary workouts. Now, I think he should. I wish he would. You got a new OC. You obviously got a new head coach. You're coming off a tough season individually and as a team. I think it'd be great to show leadership. It'd be great to show support for the new regime and all that. But if he doesn't show, which I tend to think he won't, I don't think it's going to be a huge deal because he's going to be with the Ravens this year.
Yeah.
And he's going to, I think he'll get the extension because they have put everything into the Lamar Jackson bucket. Getting rid of Harbaugh, having him involved in the interviews. Obviously, they restructured his contract. But, like, they've said, we want to extend him. So he will be there. He'll be ready to go in training camp. I hope he shows up for these, but I'm not really expecting him to.
Okay, so this is almost perfunctory at this point.
Here we go.
But I have to say this on the front end.
Father's a union guy.
Thank you, KW. As a union guy, I hate that the owners were correct in figuring out if we call things optional, the people who cover the league will treat them as if they're not, and guys will be shamed if they don't do the voluntary thing. When during the last CBA negotiations, the players are like, we want more money, and the owner's like, how about less days of work? Then it's like more money per hour, kind of. Players said yes, and then they're like, well, you're going to have to work the same. So principally, I'd be fine if nobody showed up for any of these. You want me to come to work? Make it part of work. Right. Realistically, as much of a union guy as I am, I really feel like that applies for everyone except for starting quarterbacks. And I think starting quarterbacks who have an outsized salary, an outsized role, an outsized influence, do have an outsized responsibility that other guys don't have. You then add to it that Brew's right. Lamar historically is one of the few franchise starting quarterbacks that skips a bunch of these. But there's a huge distinction between skipping them when it's the same coach you've always had your whole career and skipping them when it's a new head coach and you are coming off maybe your only season of your career where you had like a really down, a slump within it, or losing record and individually your own, like all of that. So I think I'm not even focused on the contract part of it because Brew is totally correct that his attendance at this has not been correlated to the contract stuff. But the contract piece that does matter, at least in my mind, is particularly if you do want a new top-of-market contract, if I'm Steve Bisciotti, it's a good sign if in a month or, that if you end up showing up for these. And so I don't think it would be good. And I also don't think it's unfair to say the two quarterbacks who either see Lamar eye to eye or are, above him, as far as accolades and accomplishments in this league, Josh and Patrick, we'd be pretty stunned if either of those guys didn't show up, whether you have a new head coach or not. Right. That part to me is a fair criticism. And it's also, and here's the thing I would say to you, KW, not just a question, it's hard to answer. It's not like Lamar's not a hard worker. You know what I mean? Like, so it's weird to me that this is something he doesn't do.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree. I really agree with every single word Nick Wright said. And it's not an April Fool's. I 1000% agree with everything. And I'm not here to talk about the union or this or that. Like that's a different discussion. That's a different conversation. I want everyone to get paid. I want everyone to, get paid for the days that they work and not have to work on the days and blah blah, all that good stuff. I am, all supportive of that. But, that's not the conversation that we're having. We know football's different. We know the NFL's different. We know being a quarterback is different. We know getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars to be a quarterback, to be Lamar, to be Josh, to be Mahomes, Jalen, whoever, it's different. It's different than having to show up for work and, rip carpet up, paint walls, install garage doors, sell insurance, whatever. So, I'm not going to make that comp. It's silly. It's dumb. Doesn't make any sense to. Clears throat, but, Lamar should obviously be there. This is a new culture, a new regime, a new season, a new era. You should absolutely positively be there. No question about it. What else are you doing right now? This matters tremendously. You're trying to win a Super Bowl. Show up and be there. It's not that difficult. It's really not. Put in the work. Even if you just show up and hang out and you're in flip-flops. Drinking Gatorade and spitting sunflower seeds out. Like it doesn't matter. Just be there. Even if you're wearing sunglasses and a backwards hat that we know Colin loves. You're still there. Your presence is still there. You got to be the leader. You got to be the man of the house. You can't not show up for these things, especially coming off the season that you just came off of. To me, there would be zero excuses. Zero excuses. It's not like you had a long postseason run. So, like I think it just doesn't make sense for you to not be there. And I don't want to hear the excuse, oh, everyone's making a big deal. They wouldn't make a big deal if it was for so-and-so. First off, that's nonsense 'cause they do. Second off, Lamar Jackson is trying to be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Everyone talks about Lamar Jackson as truly being one of the most gifted players of all time. And it's like, well, these are the little things that you do. And this is the standard that you get held to, especially when you don't win Super Bowls. Jalen Hurts won a Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl MVP. He's got a new coordinator for the 100th year. If he didn't show up to these workouts, that would be a problem to me. That would be a problem to me. Josh Allen, new head coach, obviously same coordinator, but it's still a new chapter, a new page. I expect Josh Allen to show up in these moments. I expect them. I expect it. Especially when you haven't achieved the goal that you're looking to achieve. I can get behind a little bit more if you've already achieved it. Specifically a Super Bowl. I could understand a little bit more. I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't necessarily love it. But, I can conceptually, mentally, I can get behind it. I understand it. Especially also if you haven't achieved what you're looking to achieve, I can't connect with not doing every little thing. And like Nick said, it's not like Lamar's not a hard worker because he obviously is. But, it's all of these other little things. Like it's uncomfortable for me. If I was a quarterback and I'm trying to win a Super Bowl, even though I got paid all this money, even though I won MVPs and have all these records and all this and the third, but if I didn't win a Super Bowl yet, it's hard for me to imagine that I'm not doing every little thing to make sure that we can finally do that. And especially if you're looking for a new contract. This is exactly what I say for all the people that want to sit out for their contract. It's the dumbest thing you can do. Show up. I'm not saying practice. I'm not saying put yourself in a position where you can get injured, but show up. Say, I'm here. I want to be here. I want to get paid, but I want to be here. I want to be here. I'm ready to put in the work. Give me the contract. Pay me the money, and I'm going to suit up. But, I'm still here. I'm still being a leader. I'm still talking to the coaches. I'm still having the right conversations. I'm still addressing the media like a man, like a leader. That's what I bring to the table. It's beyond just what I do on the field. It's everything else. That's why I'm worth the money. So, pay me. Figure this out right now, and let's move on. Show up. And so, yeah, when people don't show up, I really do not have patience for it. I defend players every step of the way. You'd be hard-pressed to find someone else out there that defends players as much as I do. And I've defended Lamar Jackson an insane amount. Literally seconds after losing playoff games, I'm out there screaming, making all these deep dives, all these, videos defending Lamar, etc., etc., etc. But like these are the little things that I find arguably indefensible. I really do. I find them largely indefensible. The only way that I can get around it, the only way is if it genuinely takes away from like specific family time. Specific, whether it's your elderly parents, whether it's your wife and children, whether they're not going to say but there's been plenty of time. There's been plenty of time for that. Like I said, they didn't have a deep playoff run. So there's been plenty of time for that. And the way how these workouts, the way how some of this stuff works out, guys, these guys are living private jet lives. They literally can show up for these, get on their jet, fly to Bermuda, get back laying on the beach with the family, and then say, yeah, Tomo. Row morning I'm flying back for the workouts. Like they don't live normal lives like we do. Okay. It's nothing to them. It's literally nothing to them. So even if you're like, well, I'm going to be on a beach with my family. It's like, even then you can get away with it. But also, you're a gazillionaire, you can just have your vacation on a slightly different week, and it's not going to take away from anything. So I don't even really accept that as a reality. Unless there's like a specific family event that can't be moved, whatever it may be. Then I could be like, yeah, well, you know what? Family's family. That's not the case here. That's not the case here. And you know what? Again, if Lamar won a Super Bowl or two, and he was deeper in his career, and he didn't just come off of a rough season, but didn't have a new coaching staff, again, I wouldn't maybe come as hard from this angle. But that's not the case. And I remember, I was so inspired by this video, and it was like a quote, it was like one of those like inspirational videos where it shows like people working out and whatnot, and then it was like a coach speaking over. He was talking about Kevin Durant. And he was just like talking about how do you see how Kevin Durant's never smiling? You see how he's always at the stake 'cause he's never won. It was just before he went to the Warriors. He's never won. He knows the job isn't done yet. He is putting in the work relentlessly. And it's true. It's true. It's like the job is not done yet. For me, I can't sleep at night in those circumstances. I'm haunted by it. I am genuinely haunted by it. I told you guys this before. I run away from failure, not toward success. So I'm haunted by it. And if I'm haunted by it, it's like who am I at this point? So it's just like that's the energy that I want to see. That's the energy that I identify with. And so yeah, I absolutely, positively, 100% think it's something. And I know there'll be plenty of people in the comments section that will be like, no, there's nothing, blah, blah. And it's just like I really wish you'd reconsider. Honestly, I really do. Because at this point, I'd have problems if it's Baker Mayfield, if it's Jalen Hurts, if it's, Patrick Mahomes is different 'cause he's injured, obviously, but if Patrick Mahomes was fully healthy, and they just had the season they had, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, I can name every single quarterback out there right now. Every single one of them. Again, the biggest one that I can kind of make an excuse is for Aaron Rodgers 'cause of his age, where he's at in his career, etc., etc. He's not even signed right now with the Steelers, right? Like I didn't say, I don't really know what that whole story is, so it's a little bit harder to really understand. But like I really can't think of any other quarterback right now where I'd be like, no, it's okay, it makes sense. Not CJ Stroud, not Trevor Lawrence, not Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold just won the Super Bowl. He's got a new coordinator, new everything. Yeah, you're trying to prove that you're doing it again. Get out there. Get to work. This is all part of it. Show, snorts, up. Again, even if you just want to show up in flip-flops, eating a bag of chips, drinking Gatorade, I support that 'cause you're still there. Your presence is still there. You're talking to people, you're building rapport, you're building community, you're building culture, you're building confidence. It's actually really relaxing in that type of environment if you've ever been a player at a higher level, and you know that you don't have to practice right now, and you actually are just chilling in flip-flops and hanging out, and you're just you still get to be part of it. You're still there. Your presence is still important. You're talking to other players. You're helping them out. You're pointing things over. You're like, yeah, this, that, and the third. You're talking to the coach. You're just it's a smoother transition when it's time to actually do the work. It's all part of it. It's all part of it. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about, Lamar Jackson, the idea that he might not be at voluntary workouts? See how that's all is going to unfold. Do you think it's something? Do you think it's nothing? Let me know your thoughts. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get into some discussions. Let's get into some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. Please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.